Hey everyone, Paul Garcia here, reporting for The Paul Garcia Show. I'm in Bloomington Normal and I'm going to be asking people what they think about abortion. What are your thoughts on abortion in America and the laws surrounding it? Maybe what it should be and what it shouldn't be.
I believe that it should be legal because if it's not legal, it will go back to being illegal because people will not stop having abortions, and that is not cool. There will be more deaths, it'll be worse. I think we'll go back to the back alley type stuff, and that's not cool. My feelings, it's not something I would do, but to each his own. It's each person's choice.
I mean, I have strong opinions. Personally, I think it should be everyone's choice. It's my body. I don't think anyone should be forced to give birth or even have to make that decision for ourselves. If someone does want to have an abortion, I think they should go for it. But if they don't, just don't. Like, I don't see why we have to decide for everyone, so.
It's a completely neutral show. We just want honest, authentic opinions from the people in the area, so.
I think I don't know. I'm kind of in between, I guess.
I think, like, no matter if you think it's right or wrong, I don't think it should be in the hands of somebody else to decide what you do. And yeah, especially like the government. I don't know. I feel like it's not really a government issue.
I'm from Russia, so we have different laws in there. I'm recently moved here, so I've been here for 6 years now. It struck me when I heard that people have like freedom of choice here, because Russia is not a free country. I believe in God personally. It's a killing a child pretty much, even though he's not born yet. As soon as it's conceived, in my opinion, it's a murder to me. So I don't think that people should be able to choose to kill, you know, this child. That child can still cure cancer. That child can still save some lives. Like, if you don't think about it, that kid realizes his potential, and then he'll be able to, you know, again, save people's lives. Because I personally save multiple people from like suicide, and I understand how difficult that could be for somebody who's been raped. Every single person has a potential.
Basically, I'm in favor of a woman's right to choose. I don't want to see Roe v. Wade taken away.
What do you think is the danger in Roe v. Wade being overturned?
A lot of women carrying babies to full term that probably shouldn't be born for one reason or another.
Personally, I think that abortion should be a personal decision. That's their freedom. If you strip their right to make the decision, you know, then I feel that's a violation of their rights, their human rights.
I think it should be eradicated. I think everybody should have their child because it's God's given. So an abortion should be eradicated. Nobody should get one.
Differing opinions among friends here. Just one question, playing devil's advocate for you both. Some people on the right side of the aisle will say things like, well, a baby's being killed, you know, in an abortion. Do you think that's the case, or do you think maybe that's a misunderstanding?
I guess it depends on how far a woman is in a pregnancy, but ultimately a baby can be deceived in certain different situations that could be unhealthy for the mother and also for the child as well, you know, the unborn child. I mean, there's a stage where a fetus becomes a living human being. And so until you get to that stage, I feel like the woman should have the right to make that decision.
Understood completely. And then playing devil's advocate for you a little bit, what do you think about some women who conceive a child by way of rape or incest? Do you think they should, you know, carry it to term as well?
Just because the situation they've been in don't predict what the baby outcome could be. You know what I'm saying? So if they conceive the baby, don't mean he could be a rapist or whatever, terrorist or whatever. So I think they still should give birth. Still.
I think women should do what they need to with their bodies. I don't think you should just get an abortion because you got pregnant and you just decided you didn't want the baby. I think that you should be able to get an abortion in cases of rape or birth defects and stuff like that.
Outside of rape, incest, defects, do you think it's okay then, or maybe not?
No. I think that a lot of people are waiting to adopt, and you should consider that.
I'm against abortion, but I do recognize that if it's up to if the mother's going to die, then maybe it should be aborted, or maybe even for rape. But other than that, I don't think abortion should be allowed, really.
Abortion in general, it's not right because it's a life. Like, they didn't get to choose that they were conceived or what happened and stuff like that, but they have the choice of life that somebody else is making the choice to take away from them. So that's not like equality or fairness, even though some people see like, well, the fetus is like, you know, underdeveloped. Maybe they don't have that thought basis or whatever yet, but they didn't give them that chance.
it's their life. Like, they have like maybe 70 plus years that they could have really made a difference, found love, like start an organization that could change the world. Like, if you think about like some big people out there, like what if Abraham Lincoln was never born because his mom's like, no, I didn't want him. Or like, you know, Elon Musk is big right now, so if he wasn't born, we wouldn't be advancing as much.
Right now, you know about the Supreme Court. The document got leaked, potentially revealing that they might overturn Roe v. Wade. So we're going around asking people here in Bloomington, what are your thoughts on abortion and maybe abortion legislation here in America and what it should or should not be?
Well, first off, it should not be overturned. I believe in equal rights and that a woman's body is her own body to choose. I think we would be moving backwards if we overturned the resolution.
One thing that people on the right side of the aisle will respond to you with is, you know, you said it is a woman's body, but they think that there's also another body inside the woman that's maybe not her right to abort. What do you say to that kind of response?
Okay, where is this going to be on again?
The Paul Garcia Show, and again, totally neutral show.
I can tell people to fuck off.
Yeah,
okay.
Oh, yeah. No. You can say whatever you want. Free speech all day long.
I think there's a very fine line here that we have to think about, but it comes down to there's so many cases that bringing another child into the mix probably isn't a great idea in some cases. Rape, etc. There's so many different variables. But again, I think it gets down to that it is the woman's choice. You know, I feel for both sides, but when it comes down to my personal opinion, it's a woman's choice as to her own body and what she wants to do with it.
Truthfully, well, as a woman, I think every woman should have their own right to choose what they want to do with their body. So yeah, that's my take on it.
I think it's a woman's choice, definitely a woman's choice. Overturning something like that leads to more overpopulation. You got people that, you know, can't afford prenatal care. We don't have the health benefits around here in America altogether to actually help out, you know, with everything that goes along with trying to bring up a kid in the world. Not everybody has the means to do it. Or, you know, if somebody's raped or, you know, molested by a family member or something like that, I mean, who wants to raise a child that they have to look at their face every day and realize that it came from a horrifying situation?
I ain't gonna lie, like, if you hella young and like something happens that shouldn't, you know, like, you should always have a choice to, like, I don't know, like, make up for your mistake type shit. But personally, I'm each to their own, like, you got your own opinion type thing, like, but me, see, if I had a kid right now next week or something, I get rid of it, or I try to anyway. Obviously, like, female gonna have to agree with me, but
well, if it becomes between the mother's health and the child's health, I would say it's up to, at that point, it's up to the mother if she wants to choose her life over the baby.
So when the mother's life is in jeopardy, then it's okay to abort.
I would say if it's still your body, it's your choice.
There are reasons that abortion, like, could be around and should be around, because, like, there's, like, multiple situations where, like, the people who are, like, having the baby, a lot of times the baby's not going to be, like, healthy, or, like, the baby's going to, like, choke out the mom or something like that. Like, I was actually in a situation not too long ago, or not a situation myself, but my neighbor was. She was going to basically, like, suffocate to death if she didn't have an abortion, basically. The baby wasn't living, anything like that, but, like, the primary doctor that she went to was a Catholic hospital, and they refused to do abortions. She was in, like, pretty big trouble based off of that. Like, could have died, but she went somewhere else eventually. But, like, there are definitely, like, situations where, like, it's a decent idea to, like, go and, like, get an abortion.
I haven't thought too much on it. I haven't paid too much attention to news recently, unfortunately.
Overturning that would not stop people from getting abortions. I think it would just stop people from getting safe abortions. People would not be going to hospitals to get safely aborted. They'd be trying to go to other sketchy places and trying to do it themselves. It's not really gonna solve this, what people think is like a moral crisis. It's just gonna make people end up hurting themselves more.
I'm personally pro-choice. I believe that it should be everyone's choice to get an abortion. I don't like the idea of taking away someone's right to do something, since this is America. It's an American choice to do something. But I also believe that when it comes to abortions, I believe that the man and female should have a choice. Like if they both want the baby, but then one person says they don't want the baby, then what's going to happen? Is the baby just gone? I don't like that. I don't like the idea of taking away a choice. So I think abortion should stay.
As a man, I think it's a woman's right to choose. So I really don't have a horse in this race, as you would say, at this point. But he brought up a good point about a man should also have an ability to counsel with the mother of a child and also consider any kind of medical ramifications that may be involved. It's all life and death when you think about it, but yeah, but as a man, it's a woman's right to choose.